I apologize, guys. I was trying to get this uploaded a lot sooner than what I did, but I wasn't expecting Rachel McAdams to call and want to just blab away. Uh, so it kind of stalled me in making this video, but you know what can you do? You really can't. You know, I'm a good listener, so when people call, try to listen to what's going on, you know, in their lives and all that. But yeah, when you got things to do, it's like, come on, okay, I already heard this already. All right, yeah, this is the fifth time you told me. I'm just gonna give you the same answer I have five other times. Nah, I'm just. Oh my God, what I wouldn't give if she called me and was like, "Hey, would you want to hang out?" I'd be right there. Like, you know how you see the Roadrunner and Coyote. I'd be like right there at her doorstep the moment she says, "Hey, do you want to go out?" Boom, right there. Who was the little Mexican thing on Looney Tunes? Oh my God, the little mouse that was fast. Did he used to say "arriba, arriba" or something like that? I don't remember. Ah, now that's gonna kill me. Yeah, he has to be up there with like the Flash or something. I don't know. I mean, he's pretty damn quick. You know, man, those. No, I'm not gonna tell that joke. I might get in trouble on YouTube, and even though I make fun of my own race out of good fun, I don't want to offend anyone else. But no, the whole point of that introduction was just to say, like, yeah, right, Rachel McAdams calling you, out of all people. Yeah, that is true. But my God, I think the first time I had seen her, if you guys ever seen Wedding Crashers, you know when John, the one of the protagonists, the one whose character actually falls for her, the first time he sees her and she comes outside and is given the Raging Cajun, you know, a hug and a couple others, and then you hear that whimsical music in the background. I mean, I literally think I was stuck in that scene, like just staring. And the only time I've ever noticed something like that were my former nephews. Now, they have a weird ass religion and weren't allowed to really watch TV or movies or anything. But for Christmas, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to buy them a Wii. So I bought them a Wii. This is how long ago it was. And so then they had came here to town one time because they live out there in Topeka. And it's like, let's take them to the movies and go, you know, see a Disney movie. I shit you not. They were like this the entire time. I don't think those dudes blinked their eyes once, leaning forward. And I just blinked my eyes. Like, I can't help it. Like, I was like, and I even like tagged my, you know, ex. I'm like, look, look at them. She's like, you guys all right? You want to sit back and relax? No, we're fine. Without even looking, I'm like, oh my God. These dudes are so like behind the curve when it comes to technology and stuff like that, even though their dad is brilliant and a really, really good man. I'll give him that. I don't know where they went wrong with her, but he is completely different from the rest of them. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that one. Other than, hey, Rachel McAdams, if you're watching, feel free to, you know, leave a message. Say whatever you want. But what I wanted to get into tonight was this topic. Do you guys remember when Craigslist was like the it? Like everything you did, bought, sold, you know, came across was on Craigslist. And I think what they started charging. You know, it's funny because I even found the house that we decided to rent out in this really nice neighborhood and everything because we were gonna buy this house and then the fucking realtor fucked it all up, which is probably a blessing in disguise because then that'd be another asset that we're trying to split apart and that house was beautiful and she fucked the whole thing up. Anyways, we still got this really nice house in the suburbs, and I found it on Craigslist, of all places. And so this story, when I came across it, I haven't seen it yet, but it kind of intrigued me, and it's a dangerous world of Craigslist criminals. So, it was only posted 9 months ago, so let's see what this is all about. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Craigslist, a website dedicated to advertisements with sections devoted to jobs, housing, items for sale, services, and discussion forums. The website was created by Craig Newmark in 1995 as an email distribution list to friends that featured local events in the San Francisco Bay Area. It became a web-based service in 1996 and expanded into other classified categories. As the years went on, it became the Craigslist we know today. Now, I know the popularity of Craigslist has gone down since its peak in the 2010s, but you'd be surprised to know that in 2018, the website had at least 60 million monthly users in the US alone. So with all these people interacting on the site, it's no doubt that some horrible ones slipped through the cracks. Welcome to the dangerous world of Craigslist criminals. 500,000.
Wait. Shit. Did I do it again? Because if I did, you didn't miss much. Yep, I did it again. You didn't miss much. All they were just showing were a few random just numbers and boring stuff. There we go. Thank God I caught this early on, because it sucks having to do a video all over again.
Subscribers. We hit 500,000 subscribers live on stream, by the way, on my second channel where I post whatever I want. Oh, look at the pits. The pits. I'm sorry, guys. I know people are gonna clip this. I'm gonna celebrate like this. Jesus, thank you guys so much. I guess I celebrated a little bit too hard. 500,000 subscribers. I fell down the stairs, okay? You guys are gonna flame me in the Discord. I already know. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Seriously, you guys are making my dreams come true, and I don't know how I'll ever repay you guys. Seriously, I gave a way more sentimental speech in my live stream. You guys gonna go watch that? It's over there on my second channel. Speaking of my second channel, Critical knows who I am. Isn't that so cool? Like, Critical, he reacted to the Darkest TikTok Iceberg Part 1. Right now, actually, he's streaming right now.
Okay, you may have 500,000 plus subscribers, but I got a big shout out from Angels and Airwaves, Tom DeLonge's band from Blink 182. So I'm gonna say I got that one over you. I don't have nowhere near the numbers you have, but yeah, I'm gonna say that one out loud. That's the truth.
Now, but I don't know when he's gonna watch it, but he's gonna watch the Darkest TikTok Iceberg Part 2, which will be on my second channel. Those videos have my reactions to his reactions to my video. Pretty Inception funny. 2022 is off to a great start, and I can't help but think, like, I love you guys. Like, you guys are the people that are making this come true. I'll never understand YouTubers never acknowledging their subscribers. I'll never like just starting the video off. Hey guys, let's talk about the criminals today. It's like, no, bro. Thank you. You people, you lovers. I love you guys, man. Amen. That's it for this little intro. I just want to say, music video will be out soon on the channel, February or March. Go to my Instagram to see a snippet for the song Cherry Soda. Now, let's get started with the dangerous world of Craigslist criminals. Philip Markoff. Philip Markoff, in 2009, was a 23-year-old med student at Boston University. He had a fiance and seemed to be an average-looking dude, though if we know anything about murderers, it's that they look average. He was a big 6'3" white male that was known by his friends for being a goofy, smart guy. Not only was he goofy, but he was incredibly smart when it came to schooling, as he was in the National Honor Society, though he wasn't as smart when it came to hiding evidence. Let me explain. This man would go on Craigslist, go under the erotic services section, set up dates with girls who were advertising themselves in the Boston area, escorts, and rob them at gunpoint. Though one sadly ended up being killed. Here are their stories. April 10th, 2009. Trisha Leffler, age 29, his first victim, was a prostitute that would travel to different locations and stay in hotels in wealthy cities. He called and they set up a date to meet up and a place. They planned to meet up at the hotel she was staying at, which was Westin Copley Place. Once he entered, he pointed a pistol at her, handcuffed her with zip ties, and robbed her. Keep in mind, this dumbass wasn't wearing a mask. Not only that, but he was wearing black gloves to cover his fingerprints, but was persistent on removing his phone number from Trisha's phone, and I guess the gloves are too thick so he couldn't really type, so he removed the gloves to type, and the fingerprints were on the phone. It's like, you dumb mother... He then tied her to the doorknob from the inside, taped her mouth shut while leaving fingerprints on the roll of tape. He also took a knife out of his pocket and cut the hotel phone lines. He stole $800 in cash and her credit cards. He also picked up some of her underwear that was on the floor, put it in his pocket, and left. 4 days later, April 14th, 2009, Julissa Brisman, age 25, became Markoff's second victim. She was an aspiring model from New York City and was described as an extremely happy party girl who liked having fun. Just like Trisha, she also advertised herself in the erotic services section on Craigslist, though Julissa was offering massage services for extra money. Extra money due to it being extremely hard to make money as a beginning model, actress, or just being in that entertainment business. Her family and detectives say she wasn't a prostitute. She was genuinely giving amateur massages. She was staying at the Copley Marriott Hotel in Boston, Massachusetts, and eventually Philip arrives at her hotel room. The story I'm about to tell you is from police, because sadly there's no one to tell the story how it actually happened. Police believe that he immediately pulled the gun on her once he entered the room, got at least one plastic tie on her wrist, she fought back, and things escalated quickly. He pistol whipped her on the head and then shot her 4 times. Police say he didn't have to kill her. She had no weapons and he was a way bigger person. And when he fled the scene, her body leaned against the main hotel door and half of her dead body could be seen by anyone in the hallways. A woman that was staying next door said she heard a commotion down the hall. Eventually, she peeked her head out the door and saw a woman who was half in and half out of the doorway. She immediately called security and the security called the police. So keep in mind, Trisha's robbery happened in April 10th, 2009, and then this murder happened April 14th, 2009, so just 4 days later. And now, 2 days after that, April 16th, 2009. 2 days after the murder of Julissa Brisman, Cynthia Melton was Markoff's third and final victim. Cynthia was an exotic dancer at the time and was also advertising herself on Craigslist, saying she'll give private lap dances for $200 to anyone in her hotel room. She explained that unlike the other cases, Philip was nervous, and when he pointed the pistol at her, his hand was shaking. He said, "I'm broke. I don't want to kill you. I just want cards or money." So he zip-tied her down while he searched her room. Her phone rang, but he ignored it. Then it rang again and again. The calls were coming from her business manager and husband. Her husband was aware that she provided these services and was okay with it, and was most likely playing the role of a pimp. Someone that just makes sure that the girls are okay and they don't get scammed, and if anyone tries to fight them, well, that's why the pimp is there, right? He gonna pull up. She was supposed to give her business manager a signal to show that she was safe. When he didn't get the signal, he began calling her nonstop. Suddenly, Cynthia's husband opens the room door because he had an extra key, and Philip instantly points the gun at him. The husband starts running down the hall, presumably to get help, and Philip begins escaping down the other side of the same hallway. So in that situation, no one died, but the only girl that did die was Julia Brisman. So rest in peace to her. I mean, it's obvious that this dude was only going on Craigslist to find vulnerable girls. Getting caught. One of Julissa's friend found the emails that Philip and Julissa had exchanged and contacted authorities, explained that she had his IP address. Detectives traced the IP to an apartment belonging to Philip Markoff, a 23-year-old med student at Boston University. He had a fiance at the time who knew nothing about what he was up to on Craigslist. He was arrested shortly after. During trial, he pleaded not guilty, which was dumb because detectives found the gun he used to murder Julissa in his room with his fingerprints on it. His trial was extended and in the meantime was in prison. Markoff made several suicide attempts while at the Nashua Street jail. One attempt was made 3 days after his arrest, an additional attempt after his fiancée broke up with him, and another attempt on the day his wedding was to have taken place. At various times, he was on watch or in the jail psychiatric unit.
Just say self-termination. That is the new PC way of saying it, which makes no sense to me why you can't say certain words like that on YouTube.
August 15th, 2010, 1 year and 1 day after his wedding would have taken place, Markoff was found dead in his cell. He had used a knife made from a pen and a piece of metal to cut arteries in his ankles, legs, and neck. He had also swallowed toilet paper and tightened a plastic bag over his head with gauze. Additionally, he had written his former fiance's name and their pet names for each other and photographs of them two were scattered about. So yeah, sadly, Julissa did die and the other girls did have a traumatic experience. This dude killed himself in the jail, which would have been a happy ending, but sadly he had to kill a girl, right? Let's move on to the next one. Being on Craigslist is dangerous. Being on the internet alone is dangerous. Thankfully, we have a sponsor perfect for today's video topic. This actual VPN website by Cookie.
10, 11.
Tried this out on many different websites.
No.
Like I said before,
13.
9 a month. Time is running out. Criminals. Anne Marie
So 15.
Linscott. In November 2007, 3 California residents were searching Craigslist for job opportunities, and they exchanged emails with a woman named Anne Marie Linscott regarding a job opportunity she was advertising on the website. The job description was advertised as quote-unquote freelance, with no further information provided. During the email exchange, Linscott, who was a Michigan resident, asked each of the 3 individuals responding to her advertisement to quote-unquote eradicate a woman living in Oroville, California. Yes, she put up a hitman ad on Craigslist. She provided additional information on the intended victim to include a description of the victim, her age, and her employment address. Linscott offered a hefty payment upon completion of the quote-unquote eradication task. The 3 individuals reported that to the police, as any other normal human being would do, but why? Why did Anne Marie Linscott want someone eradicated, aka killed, in California when she lives in Michigan? Well, that random woman that she wanted dead wasn't actually so random. Anne Marie began a secret relationship with a man from California while she lived in Michigan in 2004. Both were married and in their 40s, but Linscott had children. As the time went on, they booked flights and visited each other, of course keeping it as secretive as possible. In 2007, it was clear that Linscott wanted to fully commit to the relationship and began saying very creepy and stalkery things, like saying she was going to move to California to be close to the Oroville man. In April of 2007, things began getting extremely scary. A Molotov cocktail with a fuse was found under the bed of the man's wife, named Carol. Thankfully, it didn't go off. Then the Craigslist ad we were talking about was made. She was looking for quote-unquote silent assassins to eradicate a 56-year-old woman from Oroville named Carol. The price? $5,000. She made sure to emphasize that this was a very serious job and not fake. She also explained how the amateur hitman would have all their expenses paid on top of the $5,000. Her only fear was having the murder traced back to her. Well, you should have thought about that before trying to hire a hitman on an extremely popular public website. Anne Marie, you should watch these videos right here in case you really want to hire a hitman. I made videos talking about it. That was a joke, but seriously, y'all should go watch those 2 videos and also watch The Dangerous World of 4chan Criminals. So those 3 people that engaged in the ad called the authorities, and then the authorities got the FBI involved. They confronted her with copies of the details of the hitman ad, and when asked about what she meant by the word eradicate, she said, and I quote, duh, well, to have her killed. Looks like she's a very smart criminal. Very smart. In 2009, Anne Marie Linscott was sentenced to 151 months in prison, aka 12 and a half years. That means she was released last year in 2021. So Anne Marie, if you're watching this, let me tell you right now, Craigslist isn't the way to go. It's not really what the cool kids use anymore. If you want to get on a website that everyone uses to hire hitmen, then go to tuvmerch.creator-spring.com. When you buy merch from that website, like you get hitmen like instantly in your DMs. So if you want to go try it out, Anne Marie Linscott, you should go try that. That was a joke again. No one sue me, please. That was a joke. Jason Brown. Jason Brown was a 25-year-old man in 2014 and would find thrill out of adopting dogs that were looking for homes and torturing them until death. I won't be getting into details on how exactly he tortured these dogs. This story is a lot like the Omegle cat killer, which we've talked about before. So how was James Brown caught? He was staying at a motel and a maid had knocked on the door to check on him days later, but no one answered. She then unlocked the door to clean the room and found bloodstains, dog limbs, drug paraphernalia. She then called the manager, who found a decapitated brown dog in the bathtub and called Reno police. While the manager waited for the police to arrive, Brown had returned to the room and fled. Not only did he kill innocent dogs that were just looking for a home on Craigslist, but he recorded everything. The recordings were only seen by the judge, the lawyers, and a detective. But in the video, Brown could be heard saying that this was his house of pain, and he wanted to turn them into a fur coat. Brown is heard saying in one of the recordings that he found dogs through Craigslist and looked for, quote, pets free on the ads. So he would just go on the search term, just free pets, right? People that had responded to Brown's request through Craigslist testified that he seemed like a normal guy. They were seen sobbing in the courtroom. He claimed that he couldn't remember committing the acts because he was injecting heroin, methamphetamine, and cocaine during more than a 2-month-long binge. The recordings were taken by Brown as well as 2 friends who had been with him. Jason Brown was sentenced to 28 years in prison. And I know what you guys just said. You said, that's it? Yeah, I know, right? I don't know either. This fucker deserves life in prison.
Yeah.
Angela Diaz. Okay, so kinks. Everyone has them. At least I think everyone has kinks. But we're going to be talking about an R-word kink. R-word, as in R-A-P-E. I think I might have censored that too. But R-word, you guys should know. People that like to roleplay consensual non-consent. With a safe word, obviously. I'm not here to kink shame. To each their own, yes, it exists. I just want to make that clear before we get into the story. So, men would go on Craigslist and ask around if any women wanted to volunteer. Some of these ads appeared on Craigslist in 2016 in Southern California. A woman identified as Angela Diaz responded. She She sent them photos of herself and details about her daily routine, telling some men that she wanted them to engage in R-word play, even if she screamed or resisted. And so the men began showing up at her condo. On one occasion, she even called the police and said they attempted R-word. The officers came by and saw visible redness and bruises on her neck. She even had her shirt ripped. So you're probably wondering, wait, why did she call the cops if she wanted R-word play? Then she responded to the messages. Well, someone set her up. Yeah, someone else was pretending to be her and put pictures of her on Craigslist and said, hey, that's me, here's my address. You can do anything even if I scream or resist. Yeah, but wait, keep listening because the story gets even crazier. She told the police that she had not in fact posted the messages on Craigslist. She told them that they were actually posted by someone posing as her, which we later found out was her husband's ex-girlfriend, Michelle Hadley. Hadley of Ontario, California, was charged with multiple felonies, including stalking, criminal threats, and attempted forcible, facing a life sentence in prison if convicted. But months later, they found out that no, Hadley was innocent. She never set up Angela. So who set up Angela? You will never believe this. Angela set herself up on purpose and tried to make it seem like Hadley was a bad person. Yeah, she literally went on Craigslist and promoted herself to be R-worded just so it could happen and then be like, oh man, I know who it was. It was this person. She was so deep into this that she literally got into her email, Hadley's email, and was sending herself threats. I don't know, bro. I don't know. So Hadley's innocent. Angela wanted to do that to herself just to get her in trouble. I thought we had seen the most when we talked about 4chan, right? But like, people on Craigslist are crazy, bro. Well, people on any website are crazy. Angela Diaz ended up being arrested and faced felony charges, including kidnapping, false imprisonment by menace, fraud or deceit, perjury, grand theft, and forgery. Honestly, I'm gonna end this one off with don't do that. Don't go on Craigslist and actually don't go on Craigslist at all. What am I saying? Craigslist, my mom uses it. I think it's well, not for stuff like this, but she uses it for like, I don't know. Craigslist is kind of old, but like so many people still use it. I'm talking too much. Let's get to the next one. Michigan teen fakes own kidnapping. In 2014, Haley Turner, which was 18, pleaded guilty to felony charges of causing a false police report to be filed. She claimed she was abducted on August 7th, just north of Ohio, in Bedford Township, and held hostage for 16 hours. But the whole thing was a lie. Turner was reported missing that night after police say she called her friend to say she was going to stop and check on a man lying in a ditch after leaving a family video store. Seconds later, police said Turner told her friend, quote, he has a gun, and the phone was disconnected. The following day, a local resident spotted Turner standing at a corner in Escorts near Detroit, holding a puppy. The Good Samaritan called 911 when the teen claimed she jumped from a moving vehicle to escape her captor. Police, however, did not believe Turner's story. She later confessed that she concocted the kidnapping, telling a Monroe County judge that she posted a Craigslist notice stating that she was an 18-year-old girl, quote, looking to be kidnapped and taken away. It was not revealed in the court what her motives were, but other Craigslist post indicated that she just wanted attention and that it could, quote, be fun. A police investigation revealed that a man did respond to the ad, but that man has not been identified. So she wasn't sent to prison since she was under 21. She just had to pay a fine of $15,000, and I think she did some probation service as well. I say this to my friends all the time, but like, no gender stuff, no gender, no arguments, all right? But like, because we're dumb, bro. My friends and I, we're dumb. We're stupid. We be doing dumb stuff. And I always tell them, damn, girls are so smart. I love them. And then I hear stories like this. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Not saying all girls are dumb, obviously. I love y'all. Love y'all girls. I'm just saying, like any other human, y'all can be dumb. Like any other gender, y'all can be dumb. Like any other person, y'all can be dumb. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, and if you like this style of videos, go watch The Dangerous World of 4chan Criminals. And, you know, just become, I don't know, like me. Please like me.
So yeah, the guy has picked up in popularity, obviously. 1.47 million subscribers now, and yeah, he does a lot of really cool and interesting videos. So I would suggest go show him some love. Give him a like for this. This was interesting. Little quick through it though, but ain't nothing wrong with that. I'll probably upload one or two more for the evening, and then we'll call it a night. But once again, I appreciate each and every one of my subscribers, each and every one of you guys who, you know, showed enough time just to, you know, subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me. I will always thank you guys and always be grateful. And that's why I show it, you know, through, you know, giving away gifts or doing, you know, whatever I can, you know, to, you know, please my audience. If you guys ever are going through something and you need somebody to talk to and say you don't have anybody to turn to, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always there for you guys. I was like that with my, clients who were just coming back from serving, and trust me, it's always good to have somebody to lean on to talk to, and it might help even more when you don't know them that much because they're not going to turn around and go, tell everybody in the whole world like, oh, could you believe that so and so is going through like, no, not about that. You know, I appreciate the fact that I even had more than 10 subscribers, let alone where I've got, you know, I haven't cracked the 1,000 mark yet. That's the first big mark I'm hoping to crack, and once I do that, my 1,000 subscriber will get a dope gift from me. Um, yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting up there and start climbing up there in numbers, and you know I'm gonna rely on you guys, word of mouth. So until that time, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I'll be back at you with one more video. All right, so peace.